everybody, and welcome to the first video from BG Addict. My name is Tony. I wanted to just share some of my passion for this game. I love this game very much. I've been playing it since about 1999, off and on. Of course, not the whole time through, but it's a game I'm very passionate about. I think it's one of the best games ever produced for in any genre, not just RPGs, but any. It's near and dear to my heart, so gonna start here. I just thought I'd share a run through, start with that, and then this going forward, this channel will pretty much be dedicated strictly to Baldur's Gate. I may go into some Gold Box games. I love those too, but my all-time favorite is Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna go ahead and start a campaign here. Okay, so I'm gonna start a single player game. Let's see here. I'm gonna make a male. Half-Orc. That's Dorn. I'm gonna pick another. There's another Half-Orc picture here somewhere. I'm sure I could find a better picture of a Half-Orc online, but we'll just roll with this for now. Half-Orc. But going back to that cinematic, that was one thing I really thought wasn't as good in the Enhanced Edition. They took the videos out of the original vanilla Baldur's Gate, which I thought the cutscenes were awesome in that. And I had the game, it was initially on the DVD because it took up a lot of space. You know, with all the long cinematics that it had, I thought that really added a great deal to the game, to the content of the game. But they cut those out in the Enhanced Edition, and greatly, in my opinion, that was not an improvement. But anyway, I'm going to make a fighter cleric, and there are a lot of classes, mixed classes, dual classes in this game that are extremely overpowered. I don't like to play like that. I like to play classes I enjoy playing. They may not be the absolute best class or make the game the easiest, but I just play classes I enjoy to play, even if they're weaker classes. I get a lot of enjoyment out of playing different classes, not necessarily the overpowered classes like your Berserker mages and your Kensai mages. They're fun to play, but sometimes I like to play the other weaker classes too. Not saying fighter cleric's weak by any means, but I'm gonna go lawful evil. And let's see. This is the fun part. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Over and over. I try to get in the late 80s, in the high 80s, I mean, in the low 90s, typically. whenever possible. The good thing about a half-orc is their maximum strength, maximum constitution is 19. So you don't have to worry too much about getting a high strength, exceptional strength bonus, because that really doesn't apply to half-orcs. If you're going to play a half-orc, you're going to have 19 strength. At least I would recommend that you do. Let me store that one. There's 86. If you're playing a human, it'll make the first, I'd say, the first quite a big chunk of the game a lot easier if your exceptional strength bonus is over 50, but that's not necessary either, because you will have the opportunity to raise your strength score later on. And just in case I didn't mention it, I'm going to have a lot of spoilers in this run through. So if you don't want to if you don't want the spoilers, you may want to stop watching the videos, because they're going to go over item locations and what's a good idea to do first and that sort of thing. So if you don't want that, you may not want to watch the videos. Get a lot of 86s. A lot of 85s. Another 86. When I'm rolling characters or playing Baldur's Gate, one thing, whether it's Baldur's Gate 1 or Baldur's Gate 2, I try to keep it as faithful to pencil and paper as I can. To me, that's, you can raise the difficulty up to extremely high level, Legacy of Ball mode, but that really changes the mechanics, the D&D mechanics, a lot, to the point where it's not, to me, it's not as faithful to pencil and paper. It doesn't have the feel of pencil and paper, so I try to stay on core rules. I just find that experience a whole lot more enjoyable. Nothing against doing that if you choose to, but it's just not how I choose to play the game. So I'm going to roll a few more times. If I don't get any better than an 86, I'll roll with that. In any class that you choose, and no matter how low your scores are, the game is still doable. More times. Okay, we're just going to roll with the 86. Of course, with the half-orc, I want my strength and constitution 19, a dexterity of 18 will be helpful as well. In my opinion, it's best not to lower your intelligence below a 9. Just because below that, you're not able to use any wands at all if you go below 9. Wow. Okay. Charisma is extremely low, but we're going to roll with that. And the wisdom, you want 18. Being a cleric, it will affect the number of spells that you have memorized. So, alright. So, I'm going to go. To start with, going with 2 warhammers and 2 maces. And then later on, I may add a couple into 2 weapon style, but to start the game, I'll probably have them using a shield, so it won't matter. I'm going to memorize 3 command spells, which in my opinion is one of the best spells in the game, especially BG1. I'm going to change them to all black there.
Get over here!
It's a voice, sounds like a half-orc. And I am going to name him Borris. And I'm going to go core rules, and the reason I do that is just like I said before, just to replicate pencil and paper as close as possible. And you can see the different modes there. You got hard and insane, legacy of ball, but at those levels the enemies do way much more damage than what's in D&D rules. So it does change the game quite a bit to do that. So we're just going to go with that, and I don't use any mods at all. Again, just I like playing the game as it was intended to be played without adding any mods. There again, some would say it makes the game better. I'd like to play it as it is.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
Okay, so here we go. We're outside of the Candlekeep Inn.
Right, what's this then? Right, what's this then?
First thing I like to do here is go over and talk to Firebead. And with him, if you talk to him 30 times, he will give you 300 gold.
It's hard to find decent folk nowadays. 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 It's hard to find decent folk nowadays.
Alright, so there's our 300 gold. He also gives you a quest here to pick up an identified scroll from Tethril. So I'm going to go over here and bust this chest open, which is not too difficult with 19 strength. Just pick up everything.
No time
here.
to
I am
chit-chat.
lawful evil. You can't, even when you're playing evil, you can't just run around and kill people. One of the things about the game is, even if you're evil, you need to keep your reputation up. It does affect the price that you pay for stuff that you buy. You don't want it up too high, because then you're going to have trouble with your companions that you pick up. But you don't want it so low where guards are spawning up on you all the time, that sort of thing, making the game difficult. So these guys here just kind of irrelevant. They don't really
A
have anything to do
pleasure
with the
to meet a
story.
socially acceptable
go over here and
person
talk to,
such as yourself.
Winthrop.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
And I remember the first time I heard that, thought it was hilarious. So you can rest here, but I'm just gonna buy some items, armor and weapons. Gonna get him splint mail, warhammer, large shield, helmet. And I will go ahead and pick up 20 bolts, and you'll see why in a moment. Also pick up a sling, and because he's a fighter cleric, he can only use weapons that are usable by a cleric, so he can't use any edged weapons. It's just going to be strictly blunt weapons. And these come in stacks of 20, and one slot will hold 80. So we're going to go ahead and get 12 stacks of 20 and see. Just bring them up here. Always drop this staff. Alright. So let's go upstairs. Like I said, if you don't care to see spoilers,
Right, what's this
these
then?
videos are not going to be good for you, so. Alright, and let's see. One thing you do is turn that on, it'll highlight all the openable containers. And that's the area loot. And if you're not playing a thief and you're playing a character with lower strength, you won't be able to open some of these chests. This one right here, you're just not able to, you can't even open it with a 19 strength. Really the only way you can open it is if you are a thief and you put all your points. I'm not sure if you have to put all of them, but you have to put a lot of points at the very start and open locks, or you won't be able to open that chest. It's pretty much not doable. I'm gonna bust that chest open, but I'm not gonna open it yet. And
Away with you, beggar!
let's see. I'm here to take your belongings. That's tell him the same
Don't
thing.
touch me! I might
help me
catch
to your
something.
valuables. And you can just playing true to my alignment, but just being kind of silly. But now, if you hit the space bar, you will pause the game. So with him standing right here, he's going to see me and he's going to call the guards as soon as I open the chest. So I want to make a beeline for the stairs.
I should have joined the army.
There we go.
Right,
And
what's this then?
if you go ahead and slag down the stairs, a lot of times he won't follow you down the stairs. But if you stick around and fight him and then try to run down the stairs, he's going to follow you. And then he's going to chase you all around unless you kill him. And then you're going to lose, I think, approximately 5 reputation points. Right now I'm at 9. So it's better not to drop quite that low if you can help it. Alright, so let's go out here.
I'm on it.
In here I'll show you why I picked up those 20 bolts there. And I started playing this game around 1999. I was in my 20s at that time, just to tell you how old I am, but man, I'm pretty old. But it's probably my favorite
Right,
game.
what's this then?
Period.
I should have
in
joined
any
the
genre
army.
is probably my favorite game. Okay, so this is Fuller, and I'm gonna ask him if he has any errands I can run. Yeah, he asked me to get the quiver crossbow bolts, so I've already got those. So let's talk
I
to him
should have
again.
joined the army.
Give him the bolts. Go here. And just to save these slots, I'm gonna move my potions up here. I'll move the ring and the necklace. And that's just to free up some inventory space. Having 19 strength, I should be able to bust all these open here. Just be careful not to click on the guard instead, because if you do, you'll attack him instead of bashing this chest open. Okay. I don't think I'm going to bother taking a chance on that. If you don't time
I'm on
just
it.
right, the guards will get you on the way out. So. There's 15 gold in that chest, so we'll go in here. Alright.
I have a blade with your name on it.
And Carvos comes up and wants to know if you're the character's name, whoever it may be. Okay, and then he'll attack you. So,
Sorted.
pretty easy to kill.
I'm on it.
Yeah, I already clicked that. Alright, so then we're going to head over here. And I try to do this introductory area in a
Our
counterclockwise
rules
around the
are
keep.
very strict.
So we can go in here and get a few experiences. The main reason of everything in the keep is just to show you game mechanics. And this shows you the point of how to do group combat. But you can get a few experience here just by having Dieter, which is this last character here, have him open some blocks. Okay. Here. so that was open.
Spit it out.
Just focus on killing these enemies.
Get over here. Right, what's this then?
And that's pretty much it. The main point there is just showing you the mechanics of combat with controlling 6 characters in your party. So
I'm
you
on
just
it.
go in there to get the few experience points. Okay, so we're gonna go in here. There's a potion in here.
Sorted.
So we're gonna bust this open. Now, one thing you want to do when you're in a place like this, make sure that you're not in line of sight of somebody. Because if they see you taking this potion, they're gonna call the guards on you.
Right, what's this then?
Then, if you remember, picked up a sword in that chest over in the barracks. That was a long sword, his whole sword. Here he asked you to go get it. So he got drunk and hung over or something. And left his sword in the chest. So you turn it in, it gives you you get a few experience points. It gives you 10 gold. So we're going to keep going counterclockwise around the keep. Go up here and talk to Reaver, who's the dwarf.
By Moradin's
With the rat
hammer.
problem. Nothing in that chest. Alright, so just click on it, left click on the rat, and this button right here is the autopilot, the artificial intelligence. I try to keep that on. One option I do keep on too is to pause
I'm on
combat
it.
when an enemy spotted. I do that. See, it paused the game as soon as that rat showed up. It just makes it easier. You don't get caught off guard as much. Okay, so we're going to
Right, what's this then?
Moradin's hammer.
done there. We're going to talk to John Delar.
Hey,
This is, again, show you combat. So we're going to... See, that didn't last long. All done with that. Lawful, your reputation starts out at a different level. If you start out as a good alignment, your reputation is going to start out higher than if you start out with an evil alignment. And neutral will be a little bit lower than good, and a little bit higher than evil. But as in my current alignment of lawful evil, it starts out at 9. So I'm going to go up here and talk to this
these
priest.
walls contain the world's knowledge.
And just show you a little bit about the services and goods here at the temples. Are pretty much all the same. You've got cure light wounds, and if you have a character that gets killed, but not so much to the point where he's permanently dead, you can actually raise them here. The higher level they are, the more it costs to raise them. At first level, it's only 100, so it's not as big of a deal if you lose a first level character and have to raise them, but it can get expensive if it's a higher level character and you're having to raise them constantly. It does happen. You can enter a donation, and what the point of that is to raise your reputation. And the lower your reputation is, to a certain point, it's going to cost more to raise it, and the higher you go, the more it costs to raise it. So in the middle, it's not too expensive. Usually 150, 200, or 300 to raise your reputation. But I'm not going to do that now. You can buy potions here, healing, and the antidote, which will cure poison. And that would be if you had magic items to identify. Some magic items you can't use until they're identified, and others you can get the benefits without identifying. without identifying them. So we'll head over to Drippin.
What do you need?
He tells you that Validia left a book in that stack of hay over there. He wants you to go take it and come back to him. But I'm going to go
What do
ahead
you
and talk to him now because I've already picked up the potion of Hull for the cow that's sick. Okay, so I completed that quest.
What do you need? What do you need?
Alright, so then we're going to go right here into this building. And there's no point talking to the excuse me, there's no point talking to these tutors because all they do is they give you game mechanic pointers and that sort of thing.
Hello?
So here comes Shank. I'm playing evil. I do choose some of the more humorous responses. Okay, see, I've got my game on auto pause, so as soon as you turn red, my game's paused.
I'll crush your face, I will. Make you dead.
There you go. Alright, so I'll open this chest.
Sorted.
Might as well grab that while we're here. And then
I'm on it.
Pardo will come up and ask you what happened. He tells you that there's something going on. You need to go seek Orion, who is of course, your stepfather that raised you. There's Validia.
Hello there.
I have her book. She's telling me to go get it. I already have it. So
Hello
I'll
there.
click on her again.
Hello
Let's go
there.
one more time just to make sure. Let's go back into the inn here. Sell some of the stuff.
Sorted.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
Here and let's see. Sell the ring. Don't need the daggers. There's one thing I need to do. Let's equip that. And I go ahead and move these potions into the slot so that it doesn't take up inventory
My
space.
hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
And just knowing the game like I do, I know that I'm going to need. It'll be helpful to get those. Pick up some bullets. And I'm going to pick up some arrows too. Let's pick up about 8 of those. Alright, and so we're all set.
I'm on it.
Greetings, young one.
There's Tethril. So he gives me Firebeat Scroll. So I'm going to go back and give that to him.
Right, what's this then?
It's hard to find decent folk nowadays.
So he gives you a potion of healing, which is helpful.
Right, what's this then?
One thing about your alignment, one thing I found is, in some ways playing evil is harder. In some way it's easier. It's easier in that the companions are a lot stronger, in my opinion. The companions are a lot better, the evil companions versus the good characters. On the negative side, you're going to pay more in general for the items that you purchase, and there are several very good items that you're going to want to purchase. And being evil, you're going to have to pay more for those. On the flip side, playing good, while the companions are not quite as strong, you will be able to get the items a lot cheaper and acquire them faster. So,
Hey, it's me, Emmeline.
there's Emmeline. She was raised by Gorion also. just kind of like you were. Alright, so what you can do is hit J for the journal. Check all your quest log here, and you'll see that I've finished everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and talk to Gorion now.
Oh, my child, I am glad I have found you.
And now that I have those slings and those stones, I'm ready to go.
Listen carefully. If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them. Let's have it done. The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I will explain everything as soon as there is time. Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourself.
You're perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
Get out of here!
Especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
Hey, it's me, Imoen.
Okay, so basically what happened is we left. Gorion escorted me out of the keep, and we got no way to get back in now. Gorion's dead, so we have nowhere else to go but forward. So we're kind of stuck in what we can do. So here's Imoen. She's tracked you back down. Not sure how she got out, but so now you've got Imoen, whether you want her or not. She joins your party, and she is a neutral good thief. And if you notice by her stats, she has a 17 intelligence, which means she can dual class into a mage later on if you choose to do that. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. But so what we're going to do at this point, I think I'm going to wrap this episode here, since we just finished the prologue, and I will be joining you again soon for the next episode. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you have a good day.